What you're about to watch is arguably one of the most important videos of my life so far. And I know I've said that several times with my growing up video, the Netherlands, but this is a history of Spanish Wars. This franchise, this saga, whatever you want to call it, is what gave me this spark to make videos in the first place. Yeah, I've been making things since I was 9. Little gaming stuff here and there, a little vlogging my life. This Spanish Wars taught me how to write, how to direct, how to edit films, how to choreograph fights. And it built me these bonds with these boys that I will never forget. I will never forget these memories of the course of 2 or 3 years. So I hope I can share some of that passion with you. If you watch the very end of this long video, it would mean the absolute world to me if you could even literally just click the like button, leave a comment, share it with somebody. I don't know, I feel like I should say these things now. I work really hard on this stuff. So thank you. If you know me or anything I'm about, you've probably heard of Spanish Wars at one point or another. An amateur attempt at a fan film parody series of Star Wars, which began from one small assignment. The original Spanish Wars, right here, the prologue. It was later called the prologue, but first it was just Spanish Wars. Freshman year of high school, the end of 2021. Spanish 1 class. We were tasked to create some sort of multimedia presentation utilizing the new words and phrases that we had learned throughout the first semester. With the opportunity to choose our own groups, I knew who I wanted to work with. A few weeks before, we actually had a similar yet smaller assignment, and I wanted to be grouped with some of the same people, Remington Bliss and Jack Brown. With nothing more than a common general love for the Star Wars franchise feeding our ideas, which were honestly mostly from Remington, we wanted to come up with some kind of parody. How easier can you make it than to choose the most populous characters, or popular characters, make them fight each other, and force them to introduce themselves using the Spanish language? Really simple. Yes, that's essentially the entire synopsis of the original video. Now, time for some questions. Who plays what characters, and then what do those characters even do? So lucky for us, each guy already had a favorite and was different from the other. Remington wanted Luke Skywalker as a heroic main character. Jack admired the powerful Sith warlord of Darth Vader, and I, of course, just knew that Anakin was attractive and had longer dark hair. The plot of this movie, in all honesty, doesn't matter too much, as we sort of scrapped it later, but kept 2 of the characters. Looking back at the script, or really just the Google Doc, I'm still confused on what actually happened from the lore perspective, but here's what we wrote as the official backstory. Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, and Anakin Skywalker are fighting on the moon, which eventually crashed into the Atlantic Ocean. The crash created worldwide flooding on a bridge connecting Europe and Canada. 5 years after the crash, a mega city is towering above the rest of the world. Luke, Vader, and Anakin end up fighting on top of the castle. Luke and Vader have engaged in a deadly duel, but Luke ends up with escaping through a wormhole, but little does he realize Vader's following. They end up going into a different galaxy, finding Anakin Skywalker. Then they all set lightsabering... It was going too fast. There was too much. But here... So that first section is what we originally had. And then while making the infamous scroll intro on this, you could clearly tell it said Maker Moon at the bottom or something. I believe Remington mixed together some of the brainstorming in the Google Doc and what we actually put, and ended up writing the second part. Then they all start lightsabering, trying to see who the best Force user is. And by the way, yes, you did see those spelling and grammar correctly. Those mistakes. I didn't notice them until literally I was writing the script for this video. Towards the end, that is not how you spell Anakin. that that's not. Oh well. Okay, so I'm not going to explain every little detail of every part of every video because you have the ability to watch it yourself. They're all right here. But being the editor from the very beginning, I have had the pleasure of seeing these videos in great detail more times than you can count. And with that number growing as the videos would get larger and more complex. Like I thought Spanish Wars the prologue was crazy. The amount of times that I saw Spanish Wars 3, that was just the first part too, the research and... Okay. We can honestly just start watching this. So we have this little intro here with a fight. Can't even capture the audio. How quiet it is. Oh, it's because it's going through my... Okay. We have this fight here, and then it's interrupted by me.
Mi nombre es Anakin Skywalker.
And then we have these infamous intros. Look at that. That's me. That's me and me. After our very professional introductions, after these little parts here, we start going da 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 da.
Tatooine. Ha.
Mi nombre es Darth Vader. Yo tengo 45 años. Soy de Tatooine.
After these professional introductions to get the Spanish out of the way, the real battle begins with Vader joining Luke to overpower Anakin right here. So Luke is the red shirt Remington. Vader is, I'm pointing as if you can see me, Vader is Jack, and I am Anakin. So what do I have written down here? I love this part personally because of the way I'm able to deflect their strikes, and then after I stumble back, I force push them to the ground. I know you might be watching this and you don't care at all, but this is my passion project. Watch this. One-on-one, I deflect both of their things, they push me, I stumble back, but then I force push them to the ground. So that whole little sequence somehow is one of the most naturally looking fights we've ever done. And quite honestly, that's probably because of how little we rehearsed it. We were just like, let's try and do this. And actually, something I didn't even write down was before this part, there was supposed to be an extra little fight scene that we did choreograph, but we didn't record. Something else was scripted right before that. Or maybe we did record and then I lost the footage. Can't remember. Okay.
Oh, know your sword.
Let's watch this part
Oh,
again.
know your sword.
That was me. Bajo no yo soy. And that was shot with the iPad camera instead of this part, which I think was also the iPad. But the next coming part was from Josie Barrow, who recorded it on her phone and then sent it to me through Snapchat. And that was not good. Just watch this transition. The cinematography is insane. Jack zooms in, and this is the phone footage. The first fight right here that you're witnessing, by the way. ¿Qué hora es?
Yo soy muy rápido. Tú eres muchas gracias, por favor.
Okay, I don't know if you caught that, but at the end, so once Vader is killed and Anakin are killed, so Vader stabs me in the back and kills me, and then Luke kills Vader anyways. Yoda jumps and attacks Luke, and then displays an infinitely iconic laugh. We had such a fun time with the ridiculousness of Yoda being a character that we actually would use him as an Easter egg in what came to be the final iteration of the series. Like that character at the end was actually somebody who became kind of important. A bonus favorite part, I have a blooper reel at the end of this. I put them some together into a jam onto the end of the actual video. At the end here, we have a special thanks to Dr. Buck, who's our teacher. And she was also our teacher throughout, the entirety of Spanish 4. But this is the beginning. So glad that I made this slide at the end. Then we have bloopers. And one of my favorite parts of this entire video is one of the clips in here was absolutely loved by the people. So the beginning of this blooper reel is literally and simply a reversed version of the shot of Vader chasing Luke. Watch this.
¿Dónde es el baño?
Gonna have to say that a little louder.
¿Dónde es el baño?
No, nope, you gotta come up.
Oh, bro, don't make me run that far.
Well, you
Okay. Ethan, you're gonna have to. It's so satisfying. While I was editing, I thought that the clip looked kind of funny and satisfying, like the way their legs move and they look like they're actually going backwards rather than the video just being reversed. And when we showed it to the class, everybody thought that was hilarious. Like that was the best part. That's an awesome compliment, of course, but after I'd spent so many hours on my phone putting everything together, like, really, that was your favorite part? All in all, this original video still holds up in my eyes, with it keeping its charm through terrible comedic timing, some sort of fight scenes, familiar characters that everybody knows, and of course, us trying to talk in Spanish. I love it. 5 months later, we had an end-of-year project almost identical to the previous. As you probably guessed, I had a small idea on what I'd want to do for my project. Our little gang reconnected. I say that as if we hadn't worked together on many things throughout the entire year. And we began putting together a plan for how we could possibly top Spanish Wars, because that was like a movie, you know? Other classmates also had some projects. It was actually just 2 groups who made videos, and the others, it was a group of girls, and theirs was really fun, but ours is kind of this movie production, essentially. But how could we possibly top that? The obvious answer is to make a sequel, right? Well, okay, technically, yes, we did make a sequel because we kept one of the characters in the lore, and we kept the lightsaber Star Wars stuff, and we kept the Spanish speaking. So I guess in all of those respects, we did create a sequel with Bounty's Hunt. But we wanted to make our own characters, and since literally half the cast died last time, Luke and Vader, and then, oh no, Luke, Vader, and Anakin, they all technically died, and Yoda lived. We needed new characters. And if we made our own, we would have the ability and freedom to do whatever we want and keep using them and get our classes and audience familiar with them for every time that we could present the videos. That's exactly what we did. Okay, while writing this part of the script, I literally have the script pulled up on the left. I thought I recognized the name of Pablo because that's technically... Okay, while writing this part, I literally have the script pulled up on the left, and I thought I recognized the name of Pablo because that's technically what Jack's character's name is in the movie. But in a later video we made without Jack, for a sort of prequel story building purpose, I play a character by the name of Pablo. I don't think any of us made that connection. I had to pull up the video to confirm that, and I didn't notice that until I started writing the script for this video. Okay, anyways, time for the actual rundown of what came to be the beginning of the Carlos and Diego saga. With this being an assignment, of course, we had a few things we needed to take care of, but this time we wanted to make it smoother than last time. In the original, we essentially interrupted a fight scene, or at least right at the beginning of it, like where I come up and hit him, and then all of a sudden it's me talking. Just spewed out our introductions. This is my name, where I'm from, and how old I am. Boom. Very simple. In the Bounty's Hunt, we made a point during some of the script writing, but mostly during rehearsal on set, that we'd throw out phrases during the action sequences. So here is the things that we said. Each character had a group of words that we wanted to say. Looking back, and of course, when we presented the video to the class. I think it's hilarious and adds to the charm of it all that we just like randomly say these words. Again, the natural flow of these earlier videos is something that I almost wish we tried to recreate later. So let's talk about the characters. We have Ethan, plays Carlos from... Why can't I scroll up? Carlos from Caracas, Venezuela. The assassin, the brains, and the beauty. He carries 2 deadly pistols. Remington plays Diego Fernando from Bogota, Colombia. He's the leader. He has main character energy and carries a standard blaster, whatever that means. And then we don't have it in here, but I think it's in the scroll. Carter plays El Hombre from Earth. He does not use any weapons. He is the weapon. One look, his enemies crumble. Remington's dad. Oh wait, I gotta go back to Jack. But Remington's dad didn't actually make an appearance because he was in the script and that didn't work out. Everyone's favorite character, and he loves Taco Bell. His famous line is, "Me encanta Taco Bell." Jack plays Pablo from Mexico City, Mexico. But he also plays Messi Ronaldo from Argentina. They both play the role of the sniper, quiet but deadly. They both carry a long-range rifle. Pablo is actually not real and only serves the purpose of being from Mexico. But yeah, I wrote that because Pablo doesn't exist. As you may notice though, Messi Ronaldo, yeah, that's just Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo together. He's the main villain, okay? Remember him. Obviously, as I have mentioned and will mention later, changes are made. 2 things are in this list that I again forgot. So I mentioned Carter is El Hombre. Can't even see that on here. Here, let me add it literally as we speak. Watch this. Boom. Carter Kohlberg, having the role of El Hombre, was actually just a joke as he was part of our friend group during CRT, or our homeroom, and apparently I thought it would be funny to put in the Google Doc. After that one, you can see that clearly we were supposed to have a special guest making a cameo appearance. That being Remington's dad. I think it's funny because I wrote everyone's favorite character, but he didn't even end up existing. Neither did Carter, technically. So I mentioned previously about the on-set rehearsal with the required Spanish phrases, but honestly, that's where almost the entire thing came to life. On paper, we had a completely different story. I'm just going to read you what we have. The movie starts with the main characters walking around a plaza on a quesadilla, trying to blend in with the crowd while they are trying to think about how they can pay Gio, who is Giovanni. Gio sends out 6 bounty hunters to hunt the gang. Gang notices him and sneaks house to house. Gang get behind Messi and take a screw off his jetpack. The gang get to the ship and Messi flies, but his left booster comes off and he crashes into a building onto the top floor. The gang destroys his ship and he gets shot down by Messi. Gang gets out of the ship and is getting shot at by Messi. Diego and Carlos sneak out of ship and sneak to the side of Messi. Messi's gun gets shot by Pablo. Pablo gets shot in the arm while Messi's in cover. Diego and Carlos sneak into the building Messi's in. Messi gets knocked in the head from behind and says, "Live," before dying. Gang writes a letter to Leia. We'll hope it will even reach her. Show Luca getting dragged off, teasing Spanish Wars 2. As I've been dragging through that, none of that happened, okay? That's Carlos on the floor, not Pablo. And Pablo doesn't exist, like I said. I'm just going to straight up, look at this. That is what I just read to you, okay? I remember that being more cohesive, but this is the actual script that we have. Scene 1, the plaza. I'm not sure how long we can last out here before those bounty hunters find us. Don't worry, Puedo. Almost guarantee that none of them have even heard of quesadilla. Puedo is I can, so we're trying to mix in Spanish instead of just speaking Spanish. This doesn't happen. Sure, Carlos, you can stick up and take off her screw with this. Pablo, you watch for anything over there. I'll do my best. And then we have improvise the rest, leave to Remington for guidance. Make sure to use vocab as little pieces of indirect dialogue. Ethan directs camera movement. That's essentially what happened from a direction standpoint. We say the first two lines, get attacked by Messi, Ronaldo, and the rest was made up on the spot, essentially. Putting up the foldable tables, as you might be able to tell here, as the walls. Putting another floor for a barricade over here where my mouse is. Utilizing the chairs in the children's play area thing as even more natural obstacles. Yeah, you can pretty much call us genius directors and filmmakers. You can see here, no fino is something that I say, and Roomba Roomba is what Terrence, or rather, what's his character's name? Diego. As all three of us move upstairs, followed of course by the best cameraman in existence, Carter Kohlberg. Yes, el hombre. We get to use the church pews as even more environment. These, I'm pretty sure the top area looks like this now, but the bottom basement area of Solid Christian Church looks completely different. But anyways, yeah, this being his church was kind of a promotion for the school. We thought we were really cool. Anyways, Messi runs to the back. So this is him right here. He says, Lucas! Or something. I'm pretty sure. He runs to the back of the room with his rifle, and Carlos and Diego split into different rows to take vantage points against their opponent. As the duo advances, a loud bang comes from Messi's gun, and Carlos falls to the floor with a thump. Diego looks over and yells out in anger. No! And he runs towards Messi Ronaldo, and within seconds, he gets him unarmed and back against the wall.
Luke is alive.
Wait a minute. That connects this universe and its new characters and everything to the previous film. He said Luke is alive. Luke, like Luke Skywalker, who was seemingly killed by Yoda. Also, sorry, that was way louder than I intended. So hopefully I lower that. Right before the credits roll, Diego goes over and checks out an injured Carlos. As he gets down on a knee, he says, "Are you okay, compadre?" I think.
Are you okay, compadre?
He obviously meant to say compadre. Like he said compadre, meaning buddy or whatever. But Remington would end up putting compadre in his vocab Hall of Fame, and it brings back so many memories hearing its origin again. Okay, compadre.
Are you okay, compadre?
Oh, I love it because that's what like he would say all the time. So you may notice that. Oh, I muted it. You may notice this video is 5 minutes and 43 seconds long, beating out the 4:25 of the original. Funny enough, without the credits, this video, Bounty's Hunt, is only like 2 or 3 seconds shorter, feeding directly into the credits at a timestamp of 2:32. Contrasting, the original is like 2:35. So I always thought this one was like way longer. We're only halfway through. What does the credits have for us? If you have ever watched this one, depending on who actually watches this video, kind of old and such a big part of my life, you might remember a never-ending paragraph talking basically about nothing. In the previous one set of credits, I mentioned that Carter gave me a Reese's cup and told me to put him in the credits. Like I quite literally just wrote that out. Here it is. Carter Kohlberg, he gave Ethan a Reese's peanut butter cup and told him to put him in the credits. So for this one, surely I needed to try and top that, right? Just like trying to top Spanish Wars in general. Well, I was bored in CRT, our homeroom, and I feel like, I believe it was lunch one time. Maybe that was science class because I had lunch right before. But anyways, I just went bonkers on my keyboard and came up with the greatest piece of literature I have ever witnessed. Like out of all the things I've ever written, I'm not a writer, but like I've made stories before. I've written this stuff. Just you wait and see. Oh yeah, mariachi band instead of the kazoo intro. I completely forgot to mention that. This one is the kazoo intro. Iconic. This one is a mariachi band that I found on YouTube. Okay, So we do have the regular coming sometime in the future. Spanish Wars 2. The actors. We have Remington as Diego Fernando, Ethan as Carlos, Jack as Messi Ronaldo. Behind the scenes, we have me as the editor, producer, camera director, dialogue, set design. I tried not to just give myself all these rules. Remington was the writer, director, prop, set design. Carter was cameraman. We didn't put Jack as behind the scenes for some reason. I think we did in Spanish Wars 2. Special thanks to Solid Christian Church for letting us film there. If you ever want to go to church, it's just across the street from Boomers. And another thing, I didn't even write this down in the script. I perfectly cut it here. This is 2 separate ones and I stitched them together. Watch this. I completely line it up and I don't know how. But anyways, what does that say? Carter Kohlberg? Yeah. Should I just play this whole thing or should I read it out? I think I should read it out. Without him, none of this would have been possible. Really, his presence is the emotional core of this entire operation. Before I met this young man, I was in an incredibly unfortunate situation. I was homeless and had a horrible case of writer's block. One day, I love the music in the background. It's some kind of Japanese thing, K-pop. One day, Carter walked by me and gave the greatest gift anyone could ever ask for. A smile. The smile of his strengthened me to write 17 books in 2 hours. As my luck had not gotten any better, it just so happened that 16 of those books were immediately declined from all sources within 37 seconds. The one book that was verified by my mother is why I'm here, where I am today. Unfortunately for me, history tends to repeat itself. While I was writing the story for this AAA blockbuster movie, I got yet again another case of writer's block. During lunch one day, he talked to me about finding a rat in a sewer. At first, I thought he was just speaking nonsense, like he usually does. Then it hit me. I instantly wrote down a 13-paragraph storyline for each character's family's backgrounds. After rereading those paragraphs 4 times, I then wrote 5 lines of story for the movie. I didn't need to write any more. It's all in the performance. Since I knew the backgrounds of the characters' families, all I had to do was become the character. But let's not get our minds off of Carter, as he is the true hero of the story. His ways of teaching philosophy and the astronomy of the last lizard's goat has created a new being. Me. As I've said before, none of this was possible without him. Once I hired for 50,000 pesos, all of the ideas of the movies instantly came to mind. Not just this movie though. He sparked the ideas of the 52 movies which came after this one. Every action is planned, down to the movements of the face. Thank you, Carter. Warning. Factuality of Carter Facts is not verified and is not true. With that part. Yes, we presented this to the class. Alright, I don't have any more scripted, but bloopers. I want to show you these bloopers. We're really good actors. There aren't as many as last time, and for that we sincerely apologize. I'm not sure how long we can last. Step 1! That crazy haircut right there. Never again. I was made fun of for like 2 days.
Don't worry about it, Plato. I got it all under control. None of those bounty hunters have heard of Causadilla. Dang it! No, you can't be that far.
Poor Carter.
Ow. You can't.
He ran into the leg of the thing.
No, you can't shoot back.
So there was a lot of moments like that where we would just try again. It actually was like, if you go and watch these videos, they get progressively longer, 5 or 4, 5, 10, 11. And the supercut, I put them all together with no bloopers or credits. You can see like the amount of time we put in. Oh yeah, Quest for Power. I don't even have the script written for that. Spanish Wars New Beginnings. Still one of my favorite videos I've ever made, and that's saying something. Next to my growing up video, the Texas vlog, the Netherlands video, and this one's sequel, Measly Old New Beginnings is an underdog. But despite that, of course, I still see it on the podium. This was released August 10th, 2022. Sure, later we got better at everything, but this was the first time we made something on this level. The innovation, creativity, determination, writing, filming, choreography, timing, and most importantly, the sheer amount of passion. These are the things that made this video a step up in our game. Oh, and another thing, we only had 2 people. Jack was gone for the summer, and with no assignment over the break from school, Remington and I were itching to continue the story of Carlos and Diego. The writing of this video brought along the beginning of, quite honestly, the entire storyline. Endless video and voice calls were spent coming up with ideas, tying them together, and writing out dialogue. Looking back, the biggest part of the summer of 2022, like when I think of that summer, I think of New Beginnings. Something worth noting is this is about the time that I started calling Remington Terrence. The story behind that name is fairly harmless and a little dumb, actually. It's funny, but I fear this is not the right place of its telling. Ask him yourself if he even remembers. Anyway, from now on, I'll be referring to him as Terrence because it brings me back. Also, it ties into the name of Jet Studios for later. Alright, so it's probably quite obvious this video is a lot longer than the previous ones, almost double the length. And this is even without any bloopers, which means the script is a lot longer. So I don't think I'll be copying and pasting it here or reading the entire thing like I kind of did with the other ones. But we start the cinematic masterpiece with, of course, the iconic scroll. The previous ones, the first Spanish Wars was a kazoo cantina thing, and then kazoo intro, and Bounty's Hunt was mariachi band. Here, look at this masterpiece. The story of Carlos and Diego continues as the duo take a trip to a far-off planet called Boca Chica. On this planet, their goal is to find a character who has been mentioned by a bounty hunter they killed 2 years earlier, Luke. After being on the run with hardly any money, they'll get any chance they can get. This guy could have a bounty worth more than their entire careers. With Diego's equipment and determination paired with Carlos's blaster skills and intuition, this adventure will surely be one for the books. Pretty good summary of what happens, right? No, wrong, because you're not supposed to know what happens, so you don't know if it's accurate. Oh, I wonder what it means by Carlos's intuition. And also, let me skip back a little bit. I don't know if you can see this. Boca Chica is the planet that most of the story takes place. And Boca Chica, that whole name and the planet, the location, comes to be yet another iconic thing within this universe, at least for me, because of like the creative process. So this movie opens with a recap of Bounty's Hunt. At the time, this was of course revolutionary for me. The one good thing about the previous one being so short is that I chopped up some of the dialogue or unnecessary shots of the actual video, and then the whole thing amounted to a 30-second video. I made it black and white, showing you all the proper context needed for this new installment. I actually do wish I did this for the next one, but I don't think it matters. Like, I wish I made a recap for New Beginnings for the next video, but here, let's watch it together. This is sick for me.
Nobody included.
Luke is alive.
After the recap, and as the echoing words from Messi Ronaldo fade away, Luke, you heard it. Carlos and Diego are walking and talking about their next move. Blah, 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 blah. You can watch it yourself. It's kind of a long, pretty much it's an introduction telling you all of the context that you need to know. Diego heard from somebody that Luke might have a bounty, just like it was in the scroll. And Carlos is like, how do you know these people? And Diego says, I've been to places. Oh.
A lot of people. Let's just say I've been to a lot of places. And in those places, I've talked to a lot of people.
Yes, that is Harry Potter music, by the way. Okay, skipping ahead and giving a cool synopsis of almost every single scene, which is what I'm doing now. I wrote this like a few months ago. They have a conversation, and Diego gets them a ride to the glorious planet that is Bo-Kachid. So here he is on a 3D call or whatever. I come up. Carlos is talking. And here, Diego responds by saying he only plans to blast their way through, like usual, or find the shack on their own if the native people don't speak the same language as them. This is where the live action starts to deviate from the script a little bit because there's no guns involved in the initial writing. Oh, but yeah, as you can see, we have guns here, but that wasn't even in the script. We're introduced to Bo-Kachid, which is my backyard. I still go on these trails like every other day. This right here, I think that is the butt. Or maybe that's our corgi. This is Stanley right here. I got a little dog,
Good.
Leah. So we're introduced to this planet through casual conversation and recollection of stories as our daring duo walk through the grassy land. The two come around a corner marked by a tree, and Carlos stops after he hears the two come around a corner marked by a tree, and Carlos stops after he hears and feels the presence of something nearby. Diego asks what's up, but Carlos brushes it off. We had to redo this scene so many times. We have a 15 to maybe it's actually like 30-minute long, 20-minute long video of bloopers, just extra footage. Look at me trying not to smile.
What's wrong?
I heard something. It's nothing. It's probably nothing.
Well, if you're seeing nothing, again, tell me. There could be tons of things out here we have no idea about. No, come on, let's go find Luke.
But I remember how hard that was, man. Okay, this scene right here, I think about this so much. I love it. It's so iconic. So eventually, they make it to a division within the trees where they can spot the shed shack that they have been searching for. Carlos makes a comment about how they don't have to talk to anyone now because there's clearly nobody there. But Diego rushes in with excitement to use his battle gear and offense. Now let's see what happens.
And that comes at us to pieces.
What if they had something like a turret in there?
I got a thermal detonator and some ion bolts. Don't worry, compadre, I got everything under control.
There goes that compadre thing I was talking about.
I don't know. I have a bad feeling about this.
You think too much. Sometimes you just gotta feel it.
Clearly, a mysterious force pushed him into the wall, right?
Diego!
We cut to black and
Show yourself!
Who did this?
one of my favorite parts, like anything I've ever made right here. A lightsaber is revealing Carlos's hand, and it's not just his, but a Sith with a red lightsaber opposing him marks his entrance. This here is our first actual duel with two lightsabers, not just rolled up posters, which I completely forgot to mention. Like we borrowed those from Dr. Buck. But here, let me turn down the thing while I rant. The choreography for this fight was, I believe, designed the day before or within a few days of the recording, which isn't a lot of time, but I think it turned out pretty good considering the energy it encapsulated. It's so iconic. I'm sure you can tell how much I love this. So it is, we do like a spin around, like looking at each other in a circle. I'm pretty sure Macy is behind the camera on this, or it might be Kinsey, my sister. But okay, I want to go back to the beginning because it's kind of hard to, I was talking. Just listen to the timing of the Duel of the Fates charges in, And the first, like, when I'm holding up to him and we lock eyes, just watch.
Show yourself.
Who did this?
Listen, man, if you think this is cringy and you think that it is, it's kind of goofy and it's cringy. We were freshmen in high school doing this. Actually, no, we were about to be sophomores. But listen, I know like you and your little brother would do this, or at least you wanted to do this. You would play fight with sticks and swords and pretend that they were lightsabers, and this is pretty close. So basically, this fight goes through. I push him away with the force. How does that happen? We had special effects, giant budget. Or actually, no. I'm on top of the shed here right now. Oh, it lines up with the music too. Bang, bang. Oh, a strong move. I'm like, okay, I'm still defending him. It aligns with the music again on accident. Duel of the Fates, I'm telling you. He throws me because he's a strong Sith guy. And then I jump off. He's running on the ground again. The spin move was insane. Another standoff. Oh!
I'll be back for you and your amigos.
What? Wait, what does that mean? Also, he said amigos. All right, this right here is one of the cringiest scenes I've ever made. Because I didn't realize until after we made this that I can unscrew the, actually, I'll be right back. There's a little baby screw right here, and you can undo it and take this off of this, or out of it rather, because it's just a screw like holding it in place. It's not actually attached to it. So,
Carlos! Where the frick did you get a freaking lightsaber? Ikien is that person that was trying to kill us.
That guy, I think he's after Luke, and Innocent can throw him before he does.
You still didn't answer my question. Where did you get a freaking lightsaber?
you really want to say freaking. It's like, oh, this lightsaber that's not on or anything at all. Actually, here, let me see if I can take this off just to show you. Okay, I genuinely cannot find the box for this. Maybe I'll show you later. Anyways, he's like, okay, where'd you get a lightsaber? And I'm like, oh, the backstory is that Carlos found it a long time ago and he's been keeping it secret from Diego, and he's been training, practicing with it. And the Force was a new thing that he did, but Diego doesn't even know that he did that. Also, when they're going around here in this corner where I couldn't stop laughing, he hears something or he feels something. He can sense with the Force some kind of presence here. And that presence is exactly this Sith guy. So, anyways, let's continue on here. Oh, watch this.
He's not in here. He's gotta be here somewhere. I better not have risked my life for nothing.
The voice is saying he's here. He can literally feel the force of this Sith person, or rather, Luke, because they're searching for him. He's like, you know, exactly what I'm doing. That's me. I forget.
Okay. I'm not giving up, especially after that fight.
But we searched everywhere.
Not over there.
Alright, let's go check it out.
Come over there.
So this shot right here, obviously we don't have microphones. You can hear the locusts or the cicadas in this chorus that overpowers the audio. I tried everything I could in CapCut desktop version to get rid of this. I just couldn't.
You gotta take that high ground and watch my back. I'll take it.
How about I take that, and I go fight him myself.
Diego thinks that he's the better fighter, so he wants a lightsaber, obviously.
I got it, Diego. Make sure nobody flanks us, and if anything goes wrong, you have the high ground.
Whatever.
Okay, so this part right here goes against, I think it's a loophole. I can't remember exactly how it is. This doesn't make sense with the narrative that we build later with Diego, which I'll talk more about that in a bit when we get into his backstory film. This, we shouldn't have shown the audience this. Let me just tell you that.
This is stupid. I should be down there fighting him myself. I told you I'd be back! Besides, I can't let you find him. Here we go again.
Oh, the amazing spins of this. He has dual lightsabers now. I don't know if he did before. I think, yeah. Same song. I should have switched that up maybe. Ooh, I love that part right there. Boom, boom. We practiced all this. Okay. Hit that one away. Defend down low, up top again. Push me away. I'm defending here. Like Obi-Wan Kenobi. Oh! Let's watch that back. Did he kill him?
Luke, I need your...
I know.
Wait a minute. You're telling me that Luke Skywalker is also Remington Bliss? Wait, wasn't the Sith guy also Remington Bliss and Diego Fernando? What? What is our casting list here? Oh, gorgeous. That was amazing. Thank you for watching. So we have Remington is Diego Fernando, the villain, because he didn't have a name. Luke Skywalker, he was a writer, fight choreographer. I was Carlos, editor, dialoguer. I wrote most of what we spoke. Producer. Big thank you to my sisters. Kinsey helped us with walking around, going around that corner. We had the dogs like walking around us. That was my backyard, by the way. So I still go on those trails to this day. And Macy was doing the fight scenes. Amazing. Like when we had the walk around, that was her. Last but not least, we thank Jack. He wasn't able to film with us this summer. We devoted our time and effort to make this for him. Without him, Spanish Wars would be a boring 8-minute video about two dudes walking around. I guess you'll have to see him in Spanish Wars 3, which the part 1 came out like 2 years after this. Or a year. I think we actually released it in 2023. Late 23. Anyways, that was awesome. We don't have the bloopers in. Wait. We gotta keep going. What? Okay. So that was a teaser. I can't remember exactly who that is, but I think that's somebody getting a lightsaber that they shouldn't have. So that was Spanish Wars New Beginnings. One of my favorite things I've ever made. The amount of time that I put into that, it was like, over 15 hours of like the stuff that I did for the Netherlands video was a week's worth of footage, and it was like, yeah, a lot of stuff, but it was mostly just trim. I didn't really do anything with sound. This was all writing. We did the camera ourselves. We did choreography. We did. This is all on our phone too. Just my phone. Oh my goodness, man. I'm sure you can tell how much like effort I put into this video right here, and I'm so glad it blew up for some reason and got 7,000 views. like a month after it was recorded, almost. Yeah, 7,000 for some reason. 500 hours. I don't know what happened with that. It wasn't bots. I mean, not really. Anyways. So I don't want to just watch this with you guys, but yeah, I just want to point I wasn't recording my screen. Okay, we'll try again. Spanish Wars: A Quest for Power. I have some scenery change behind me. My lightsaber's over here. We have my TV, the background. Maybe I'll open up the blinds later. I don't know. The Spanish Wars: A Quest for Power is a prologue. This takes place a year before Bounty's Hunt. 1 year before the events of Bounty's Hunt. So that's the one that we filmed at Solid Christian Church, and where we introduced the characters of Carlos, Diego, Luke, and Messi Ronaldo. But this was recorded, this was finished September 27th of 2022. That's just a few weeks after we made and finished New Beginnings, which is fantastic. We were in this groove of improving and writing and production and acting, of course. And again, this is actually an assignment. We were tasked with slipping in a bunch of directions. I think we were specifically learning directions, so you'll see that later in this area around the video, I think. Around here, maybe, where like we tell each other where to go, essentially, and we have like a basic conversation. But it's in Spanish. We are speaking this whole thing in Spanish. The first New Beginnings was all in English. So let's hop into it. Also, if we go to analytics here, this video's gotten 45 views since it was published. I actually published this. It went live. Well, it doesn't say, I guess. Whenever I made Supercut. So November 3rd of 2025 is when it went public, because we were supposed to release this after like Spanish Wars 5 or something, or maybe after 3, but we never technically finished 3. Classic original intro, which we got copyrighted for. A Quest for Power. After the Dark Lord Giovanni left to find a powerful Jedi, his apprentice, Diego Fernando, goes on a journey to look for his master. For years, Diego was plotting to become Dark Lord, but Giovanni was only getting stronger. Only time will tell whether Diego can make his dream come true. Let me lay it out for you. Giovanni, Dark Lord Master who has control over like galaxy. He's a powerful man. Diego, apprentice, but wants to take over his master Giovanni to become Dark Lord himself. He wants all the power. That's right. You heard it first, folks. Diego Fernando is a Sith. He's evil, okay? Diego is not a good guy. And we haven't really seen that in the previous things, because he's one of the good guys, right? But we're going to see throughout this. This is his story. At least the beginning of it, kind of. Not the beginning of the story. We haven't written that yet. But 1 year before the events of the Bounty's Hunt. Is that Giovanni? Who's that handsome devil? Who is that? He's wearing his Ulchin Ew shirt underneath that. Only one person understands what that means. Puffy jacket provided by Jack Brown. And we have the shades, I believe, also from Jack. I love the haircut here. I love this look. We got some skinny little legs under those supporting that massive base of muscle. With Diego on the left, classic look with the bandana, the backpack with the gun in his back, and his Holton Strength and Conditioning shirt. Also with the black shorts.
Yo creo sábado de un fuerte Jedi en la galaxia.
Ahora, ¿es que importante?
Adiós, Diego.
You can see we're clearly improving our Spanish. And like I said, this whole thing is in Spanish with English subtitles. Because, I mean, it was an assignment, but we wanted people to understand what we're saying.
Héctor,
¿Qué pasa?
yo necesito tu ayuda. Mi maestro salió a buscar un Jedi. ¿Sabes a dónde puedo ir?
Hay un hombre, llamo Pablo, en el planeta Corea. Él tiene direcciones. Yo creo que necesitamos
I think it's awesome because so I just wanted to give you a taste of like the dialogue here. I think it's awesome because me and Jack got to act on stage this past October. We did a drama together, and he's got a lot more theater acting than me. But we like had a fight scene where he kind of like rustled and tussed me, and I punched him in the stomach, and he like slapped me in the face. It's really fun. It's really cool to see like this is our beginnings of the acting stuff. And I was just thinking while watching this with you, this was with my old phone. I can't remember even what case I had. I think it was like dark blue. The lighting is terrible, obviously. This is downstairs in my dad's house. And low-key, I want to download this video and try to like edit how good it looks and re-upload like a refurbished version of these videos. I think that'd be fun if I did a supercut, but I like make everything look better. Anyways, some of these scenes were reading off of like a phone, by the way. Now to point out my favorite moments. So he's saying, I think we need to continue, blah, blah, blah. I wasn't actually paying attention.
Derecho
The directions thing I was saying, I think I said that in this take. We're supposed to teach directions through Spanish. So he's like,
por la galaxia.
Perfecto. Colas más rápido. Izquierda o derecha?
Seguime a la derecha.
okay, this is probably my favorite scene we have ever done. And I've gotten a lot better because I've like done physical fights on stage, like in front of hundreds of people, not at the same time, but like in front of the whole community. Watch this. Also, this line coming up, I know I'm pausing, I apologize. But I say this line like whenever somebody says, hey, say something in Spanish because you studied blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, tú eres el aprendiz del maestro Giovanni. No puedo decirte dónde está él. Él me va a matar.
Hola, señor. ¿Es tu nombre Pablo? ¿Dónde está Giovanni?
Depende de quién
Look
pregunta.
at that mustache.
Soy Diego. Diego Fernando.
Oh, tú eres el aprendiz del maestro Giovanni. No puedo decirte dónde está él. Él me va a matar.
Dime o yo te mato. No puedo decirte. Dime o yo.
Did you see how I was smiling? I'm like, this looks really good. And I didn't think he was actually going to shove me against that. But it's we have a bunch of shots of this. It's super fun. And then we have like 10 shots of this.
Diego, no.
Macy's doing the camera work. And I told her to be like one of the civilians in the background. Diego, there's people all around. And he like threatens to kill this guy by flashing his lightsaber. And one of the civilians is like, wait, no, Diego, don't kill him.
Puedo tomarlo de el muerto o vivo.
Vale. You did it tú. You did it tú. ¿Qué quieres? Solo déjeme ir.
¿Dónde está?
Oh, also, I think he uses the force here. You can see the shadow.
Yo no sabe, pero ese es donde está él. Ahora adiós.
Tú no vas a ninguna
Oh, I should have already been doing it to cut it like that.
parte.
Hay un chico en Luberon. Se llama Carlos.
Carlos, wait a minute. Okay, so I'm playing Pablo right here, by the way. We gotta get going. I'm sorry. You're watching. I'm getting so much watch time from you being here. I love this. Super good shot. Lovely lighting. Jack is such a handsome devil at this age.
Tu tiempo va a llegar pronto. Ahora va.
He's got the Crusader helmet of hair on. I think it's Crusader. I don't mean that in a bad way at all.
Vamos. Buscamos.
Hola, ¿eres el chico?
This is okay. I know I look ridiculous and I still look ridiculous, but this is the precursor to the Carlos that we know today. So we have the Carlos with the blue shades and the clean cut hair, and he has blue shorts on, I believe. This is he has red shades on with a different gun because he has dualies in this one right here. Okay.
Necesitas saber dónde
If you need to know where Boca Cheat is, follow me. The left, again with the directions. So he's following here. And we get to this stop. And Diego's like, wait, okay, where are we even going? And I turn around. Carlos turns around and he starts having a random conversation. He's just asking questions so that we can get through the quota we have for our.
¿De dónde está el planeta llamado Boca Cheat?
¿Cómo estás?
Look at Jack here. He's trying not to smile.
¿De dónde eres?
Dondala.
Soy de Lugro. ¿Cuántos años tienes?
19.
Yo también.
Yo tengo 21. Mejor decir dónde está.
Oh yeah, we also learn about the characters here. Like we're all in our early 20s. I think Hector's the oldest. Hector is Diego's first like best friend companion, and well, you'll see what happens, but something happens that then therefore put Carlos later in life in the next year as his companion.
Yo digo, tú tienes que prometer que vas a hacer algo para mí.
Okay?
I need a promise that once you defeat Giovanni, you help make this galaxy a better place. I hate him. He makes me run these horrible places like the scrap mines, and I hate scavenging. I want to explore the galaxy and be free. I want a just leader, unlike Geo. One for peace and democracy, not tyranny.
So, okay. This is a lore drop telling us all about Giovanni. I don't even know what happens because I'm not listening here. It's somewhere in the script. This is a lore drop about like who Giovanni is, what he means to Carlos, and kind of where Carlos has come from. He forces him to run these scrap mines, and he's just this overlord.
Just like the Jedi. I've read so many holocards about how the Jedi would protect the galaxy and not bring it into darkness. Oh, yo puedo ayudar tu derrocar a Giovanni.
Viste como pudiste saber que yo quiero...
How did you know that I want to overthrow Giovanni?
Yo no sabo. Solo
I don't know, I just had a feeling. That's his force, guys! Foreshadowing, but we don't.
Yo puedo hacer lo que sea.
I can do what you want, kid.
Solo decirme
Tell me where.
Sigue
Sí.
derecho después. Giro a la derecha y sigue las estrellas. Gracias, Diego.
This was all, like, those segments, we would read it off of Jack's phone and give it to him and then, like, do it right there. Some of the scenes, like, if it was long in the beginning, we would just have it behind the camera. But, like, I memorized that. All right, here, I'm sorry, I'm pausing it a lot, but this is what you signed up for. This is our latest, like, full fight. Because, well, it's our second latest full fight because it's Spanish Force 3. I really like it because I get to be the villain.
Martina Martelay, Maestro.
Naturalmente. Vamos.
Tú eres mi tío. Y voy a probar eso a ti.
And we're speaking in Spanish. I really wish you could actually see us because I'm aura farming so hard. I don't know if I got that. I jump over his lightsaber and I force stop his lightsaber. Let me show you, like, we practiced this in the library at school. Okay, you have to watch this.
Take 3.
Ah! I just did that. Watch this. I think I'd do it again later, but this first one is just so good.
Take 3.
We can see there's Emily Lynn, there's Pedro back here. Here's my friend Dylan.
Ethan, your saber. Give me...
No, I'll do it in a second.
No! Let me, like, push off.
You're witnessing history right now.
Flip around behind.
Oh, I have to go this way?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Try that. The Obi-Wan.
They would stick if they were actual sabers.
Yeah.
Then what do you want to?
This is a glimpse into like how we made these things because it literally was like we wrote down stuff, we choreographed it, we practiced it over. Oh, there's Nathan Shoup.
I want to go with
And we're asking questions and we're like, what is this? Watch this. Again, it's dark and I really wish you could see everything better. Takes off his backpack. Duck, jump, force stop. I actually felt so cool doing that. Also, my phone, so I think Macy's behind the camera again. My phone is in battery saver mode. So it's like flashing in and out. The focus. Some moments like this are cool where it focuses again when we need it to. Ooh. Oh! Okay, so he charges again forward at me. And I sidestep his attack, and then I sweep for his head, but he also ducks me. And then he kicks me in the back of the knee. I think he said that I almost like decapitated. I actually almost hit his face. I kick him in the stomach, I believe. Giovanni is this just casual, super powerful guy who just like pushes. Oh, oh! One-handed stop. Ah! Come on, man. So Diego's trying to kill him so he can overpower him and be a Dark Lord himself. I go like, and he just dodges out of the way. I'm this powerful, big guy. I'm getting the light here. Circle around. Ooh! Ooh! He shoulder charges him. Oh, Diego's like, oh!
No lo siento, Diego.
Wait! Is that Hector? Hector sacrificed himself to save Diego. When he gets up, that was perfect. I love like how smooth that was. That cut. They switched sabers. Diego has Giovanni's lightsaber now. Diego just killed his master Giovanni. Alright, so we got the credits here. Remington was Diego, Fernando, writer, fight choreographer again. Jack was Hector, costume designer of Giovanni, and he was behind the camera during some stuff. Carlos, Pablo, Giovanni, dialogue, camera director, editor, producer. I swear I'm not giving myself things. I kind of was because I put a lot of effort, especially editing. Macy said Diego no, and she's behind the camera. This one was a dream of ours, and we are so grateful that we had the opportunity to make it real. The Spanish War storyline may be a bit confusing now, but just you wait. I don't know when we originally planned to release this because it's a prologue. We can't give all that. We made this and then I think we were like, wait, we can't. This reveals way too much information. We need the lie of Diego being good to go on for much longer. And that's it. So after a Bounty's Hunt, we were like, this is long enough. It's a 9-minute video that we don't need bloopers. So we have a 10-minute video of behind the scenes of A Quest for Power, where I'm going crazy here. We also have a behind the scenes of Spanish Wars 2, which has 2.8 thousand views. This one's funny, of course, with me cracking up at that one corner. I just can't like hold myself. There's a secret extra step I didn't actually think about. I didn't write this in the script. Also, I didn't write the last part in the script either. We have phase 2. This is the end of sophomore year, going into junior year. We made La Catrina, episode 15, and Busca de la Venganza. That's a mouthful. But this is something that we wrote. It was a March project. We had me, Remington, Jack, Eva, and Pedro. It was a big group project. We've never done this before, and this is one of the most intensive and jam-packed things we've ever made, I think. So after watching a Spanish novella video series in our Spanish 2 class, our group was tasked with creating a 15th and final episode to portray our own ending to the story. This is that ending. Why did we involve lightsabers, you ask? Simple answer. It was easy to make content out of a theme we were already familiar with, while also wanting to improve with fight scenes and using lightsabers in general. We also had some sort of idea of getting the characters in this thing into Spanish Wars, but for the purpose of this video, this history video, I want to show you this video, or at least the lightsaber parts. So I will say this is pretty big for the evolution of our studio. Jet Studios, this is when it really became like it had a name, because before it was just Spanish Wars. We have it in squished format, and squished on the side, I think, too. It's in Spanish with Spanish subtitles. But we're moving forward, blah, 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 blah. This corn is really good, and then she dies. This guy is revealed, Silvestre. One of my favorite shots ever. This video plays into Spanish Wars 3 and how we evolved our cinematography.
Enojado. Jamie tiene todo. Pero no para más largo. Pronto ella será atenarse.
Mamma mia!
She died because Silvestre poisoned the corn, and she suddenly has a lightsaber in her hand. She has another one behind her. What's this? I found this. What is it? I don't know.
Wow.
Wow, this is crazy. Okay, I don't know why we just kept going on and on about adjectives, but we have this flashback scene with Pedro. I love this kid. You worked really hard. My grandmother gave this to me, or wants me to give this to you.
Muchas gracias, Papa.
Thank you. Careful. The weapon is very dangerous. I know. You don't have to worry. But I can teach you if you want. Your great-grandmother is a great fighter. It's been years, okay. Oh, cool. And are you a good fighter too? Oh, he's sick. I'm sick. But you are prosperous and strong. Thank you, Jamie. So sad. And I didn't even mean to do that, but the transition between me holding it like this, or she's holding it, and then it goes into that. Wait, watch this. I can go frame by frame here. What? It's very similar. I didn't even mean to do that. So he's like, yeah, but I have a question. Why did she have this? Let's go. And he has one too. I don't know where the second one came from. She's dead. So the boys, Carlos and Felipe, get the lightsabers. I'm going quick about this because this is about Spanish Wars specifically. I love this fight because it's me, Carlos and Felipe. Funny that I play two characters named Carlos. in two different things. They fight Silvestre, which is basically just it's kind of the same, like Jack is the villain, and the good guys fight against him. I love this fight. You took Maria from me! I will kill you. He dodges the attack and he says, now! I jump on his back, but Silvestre is too strong and pushes me off. Felipe goes for a double sweep, but is dodged both. Also, the light didn't even work on Silvestre's thing. Oh, I get the lightsaber. It's Felipe's turn. Ooh, what? He's kind of like Giovanni, just like stands there like an anime crazy guy. Yeah, Felipe tries to charge him. Just pushed out of the way. We're so done. So we say, run, run! He has his back against the wall. Punches me, a barrage of fist, and throws me across. Coming up, okay, that was kind of ridiculous, cheesy, or whatever. This is one of my favorite scenes of all time. I know I keep saying that, but like, this is my favorite, this is my favorite. I show this to so many people. Watch this. Strap in.
Silvestre!
Yes.
Silvestre!
Need I say more about that? I love that scene. It's like so intense and like it just looks really cool when he's picking up the lightsaber. And then the credits here, this is probably, I love these credits. That's us practicing, trying to make stuff up. Eva's holding the camera. Remington is Felipe. Eva is Jamie. I'm standing behind there, and then, yeah, I get it. Pedro is Jamie's papa. Ethan is Carlos. And Dr. Buck is our inspiration. Thank you. All right, so I just wanted to show you. I love that. Written by all, directed by Remington and Ethan, edited by Ethan. I love it. This is one of my favorite things. And this is when I started to make thumbnails like this. Now for the final and probably most important piece of this entire saga. This is Spanish Wars 3, Severance, Part 1. Although there wasn't a Part 2, and probably will never be a Part 2. Because we had much more planned, and we only got this much done. But here, for the cast, we have Carlos, Diego, Luke, Hooded Enemy, and Masked Enemy. Filmed from August 17th to October 19th of 2023. This is during junior year of high school. It's 11 minutes long. We have all of these characters, showing them off. This is big. I worked really hard on this. More so than all of the other ones. And I know I have I've harped on how much like effort I put into these videos, but like it almost like hurt that this didn't get bigger than it was. Not bigger in the sense of like it wasn't viewed by everybody. We didn't like share it everywhere. I wish we finished it. Because just communication issues and getting people together and making it happen, it just didn't work out. And like we were fading away from it all. So this video means a lot to me. Like a lot, because I got even better at editing. This is all through CapCut. What I'm about to show you, all through CapCut Desktop. I got so much better. We used microphones for this one.
It's time. I think it's time we figure out who attacked me and Carlos. It's better to be the hunter than the hunted. Besides, we don't even know who attacked us. We just killed him and buried him and called it a day. Like, what the heck, guys? It's time we go find who's responsible for this. No, we can't do that. Carlos needs to train. We have no idea what's out there. We have to make sure we're ready for whatever comes. What do you think, Carlos?
I don't know. You both have good points, but Diego, I think I need to do some more training.
As you could clearly tell, so for this part, I think we used Remington's phone. He had an iPhone 12 or whatever when this came out. I don't know about iPhones really, but he had better video quality specifically. But we had microphones. We had this one mic that we would switch between each other. He hit it very well. I had it clipped on the underside of me. And we have multiple camera angles. We have people talking while the camera is on somebody else. And you can't, this Luke and Diego feel like completely different people. I think it's awesome. And I put a bar on the top, the black bars on the top and bottom to make it feel more cinematic. I love this so much. So many scenes of this I have like ingrained into my brain, not just from editing and like writing it and recording it, but because I've watched this so many times. I've watched this 11-minute video so many times. It has 91 views. Half of them are for me. 6 likes, blah, blah, blah.
Heck, guys.
Let's skip forward here. So we have, hey, that guy that we just killed. This is from New Beginnings. The guy that Carlos killed. And they were like, oh, where's Luke? The blue guy is Luke. This is a guy. Carlos walked up to the chair and he's like, what? Luke, we need your... And then he says, I know. As you can clearly tell, I have not gotten any bigger. My mustache is gone. My hair's a little more trimmed. My shirt got bigger on me. Remington chunked up here and he slimmed down after this and then got even bigger. But this is cool because he's like, you know, I think it's awesome. I love this stage.
Someone or something shows up.
You really like that. This scene I thought was really awesome at the time, but after, of course, like both me and Jack going into drama acting like I did, I played Tommy in the Shawshank Redemption on stage on my local theater. That's what I keep referring to as. I've done like actual, like hard talking, one-on-one scenes in front of people, like with lights and. So this is nothing compared to that, but I think it's really cool because I start smiling a little bit like I did when he pushed me against the wall, but I've gotten better at it.
Hey, look, I know you're upset, and I get why you want to go and find whoever attacked us, but I need Luke's help.
Also, I have one microphone,
I think
not one on him, so I had to like turn it up whenever he was talking.
That's why I need him.
He's such a nerd, though,
Listen.
Carlos. Just be strong. Like, we don't need him. We've been independent our whole lives. We don't need him teaching you.
Maybe that's the
stupid
thing.
things. You have me.
Maybe being independent isn't
What we need. We need someone to teach us to do better.
No. You have me. I'm stronger than Luke is. I could take him one-on-one.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Maybe I don't need you, but you need me. You understand?
I don't need you. All I need is myself, Carlo. Go train with me. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go hunt those guys down. And I'm gonna bring you their bodies. You have the Force. Now, to use the Force...
Okay, I love this. This scene, it's so sunny. Now we have Luke. It's like, okay, you want to actually be a Jedi. I'm going to teach you how to actually use your Force. And this is right after Diego is just like, you know what? No, we actually have to do something about this. I'm not sitting here and doing this stupid training with you. I'm going to go and find that guy's body. After we just watched the Quest for Power video, all of that is a lie. What Diego just told us in this previous scene, he's like, I'm going to go give you their bodies. That's him like giving a little bit of aggression of like what he's truly like. He's not going and getting anybody. He's not going and finding that body. He's not. No, sorry, not finding the body. He's going to attack whoever was attacking them previously, and he's going to bring back their dead bodies. He's just leaving so that he can remain in control and try to devise a plan and stop Carlos himself.
All I need is myself, Carl.
All I need is myself.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go hunt those guys down. And I'm gonna bring you their bodies.
Right. Okay, so in this, he's like, here, you need to do this and this.
Okay? Now, lift this rock. No, not with your hand, moron. With the force.
I think that's really cool because we're far away, but you can hear us so perfectly. That's what, like, this singular microphone was super good. I have a triple pack, which works for 3 people at the same time with 1 receiver, but they're not as good. Like this one, you can just put it in your shirt like we have it, and it's amazing.
Put it down. Okay, use the force. Pick it up with the force. Come on.
I can't. How is this even supposed to be possible?
You've done it before, do it again.
Try.
No, Carlos.
Do or do not. There is no try.
Master Yoda?
That picture at least is from the original Spanish Wars, the prologue.
Wait, aren't you supposed to be dead?
Oh.
Anyway. Like Master Yoda said, you can't try, Carlos. You just have to...
Blah, 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 this. We get to this crazy, we move on, we have this transition to this talk. This is the same table we had earlier. Also, we're in this shed that me and my dad were building at the time. It's out to that post, but it's fully enclosed now. It's like a half fully built shed without a door.
It's being mastered.
Carlos, you have to believe. Only then will you unlock your...
You can see he's drenching in sweat. It is super hot outside. It was like 98.
true power.
Okay, I get that. But believing is much easier said than done.
No, Carlos, you don't understand. You're the most important person in this war.
What war?
I have foreseen a creation of a Sith army.
Hold on. Isn't that breaking the rule of 2?
An army?
I don't know, Carlos.
I don't know.
But we have to be prepared. You need to be prepared.
This, like I was saying at the beginning of this, I'm sorry for pausing over and over again, but this is my video. I don't care. He's talking while the camera's on me. That's revolutionary. We didn't do that with any of the previous videos. And how we do, like, I was just saying we only have 1 mic. We recorded all of our lines at one time. So like he says all of his stuff right here, and then we swap, move the camera, pan it over to me. I get the microphone and I say all my lines when I need to. And then in post, I stitched them together, which took so long.
If you're not, we could all be doomed. More doomed than the unfortunate victims of my father.
That's some pretty heavy stuff.
Yeah, but we need to train, Carlos.
Okay. All right. What do I need to do?
I made this by myself. Nobody, like, we didn't know what we were going to do for a training montage, and we weren't getting any footage done. So in the middle of September or whatever, I just straight up started making this on my own. This is the Carlos training montage to become the best Jedi he possibly can. Yeah, I don't know what that is. This was actually like, I kind of want to do this stuff in real life again. Picking up this basketball goal and shoulder pressing it. I know I was pretty skinny. I still am pretty skinny. But, oh, super fast. Like, that's not sped up either, by the way. Lots of push-ups. That's low-key better than what I can do now. It's pretty strong. Getting some sprint training in. That looks really good. Remember, all the different camera angles. We do this backflip thing. And we have pull-ups. It's insane. All I'm sitting there doing some mental... How did I come up with all of this, actually? That bit slowed down, maybe? Yeah, I had to slow that clip down. Because I was going too fast, I think. Whoa! What is going on here? What is this? We need to set up a trap. We have... Oh gosh, I love this so much. This is when we start introducing Diego actually as the bad guy, but we don't know that yet. Who is this dude? He's talking to this masked figure.
For who, Master? For Carlos. He is a great threat and we must avenge our fallen brother.
So this is portrayed as just a masked figure, and I can't remember if it actually is or not in the lore. This one specifically?
How might this trap go? We take his friend. The rest is simple. Then Carlos will be looking for him, so both of us can confront them at once. Finally show off what I spent 30 years training.
So we're hyping up that masked guy as like this like who's been hiding, and we're gonna unleash him on Carlos so we can take him out. So they captured Diego. Diego went out to try to find the bad guys and killed him himself because he didn't want to just sit idle. But it turns out he was kidnapped. He was captured by them. And as he's saying here, they gave him a hologram call so he can call back. But the thing is, remember what I've kind of been saying, this is fake. Diego hasn't been captured by anybody. He is the one doing the capturing. So this is just to lure him in.
What, do they not expect me to be able to get out of here myself? But, I mean, I'm here. Little boy. So weak. Probably can't even beat these guys anyway, but I'll find a way out of here. You can come if you want, I guess. But I'll be out of here probably max, like, a month. No more.
So, guard in the background's like, hurry up.
Shut up over there. I'm trying to talk.
It's probably his own goon, to be honest. Diego's own.
Alright, well, I gotta go, I guess, but I'll see you guys soon.
We're seeing this hologram, which that's actually just Remington's phone. And Carlos is like, we have to go. Oh, that's his class ring right there. Carlos says, Luke, I've been training. I'm ready for this. We have to go save him. As I'm literally about to say.
You have to sense that it's obviously a trap, Carlos.
I don't care if it's a trap. We have to go save him.
We can't. It's way too dangerous. You're supposed to be the most powerful person in the galaxy one day.
But I spent all this time training, and you're not even gonna let me use it.
They already have got Diego, Carlos. It's just too dangerous. That's why I'm gonna go by myself.
What? No. Let me go with you.
No, you need to stay here and continue training. You're not ready yet, Carlos.
This is my first like real dramatic scene that kind of led me into my drama acting on stage, where I was like, okay, I was actually impressed with myself here. I'm being serious.
What if you get hurt?
Do you know who I am?
What if you get hurt? Do you know who I am? I'm literally Luke Skywalker. Good point.
Let's stay here.
So it's kind of useless to do this if the next scene is
Those bad guys are right around the corner.
Carlos shows up anyways.
Get to him.
I don't really know why.
Oh my gosh, bro, what are you? Carlos! Hey, Carlos!
He was hiding. I have my Denison State Bank hat on.
Come on, roll!
Actually. Hey, that's me! Nope, that way, that's me! Okay, so this is supposed to be, oh, I didn't realize I could, are we missing anything if I do that? No, it's fine. I ran out to my car to get the side. This is supposed to be like months after, and I do extra training. I'm supposed to have a little bit of more facial hair. I changed my outfit compared to, oh, wait, no, this is supposed to be months after. I don't know, whatever. Anyways, it's like, okay, what are you doing here?
What are you doing here? I told you to stay behind.
I couldn't let you get all the action yourself.
I couldn't let you get all the action to yourself. I like my haircut here. I feel like very young, and I just need more muscle.
Well, you better be ready.
Happy. Ready for what?
Is that a second lightsaber? Hold on. we've got 2 lightsabers now. Which... it's really loud.
6 months now?
All right, fine.
I've been ready for 6 months
That
now.
way, I'll go this way. Right?
Okay.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. That must be him. And is that Luke Skywalker? Ah!
Master, you didn't tell me about him.
Where is he?
That's for you to find out.
Yeah, that's why I asked.
Carlos, go on.
Sure?
He learns Force stuff. Look, that's just me, but without a mustache.
Where is he?
I'm also, literally, I didn't mean to do this, but I'm wearing blue shorts. It's not the same ones, but I'm basically just watching this with you guys because this is so good. Like, just watch this.
What are you doing?
Diego is safe and sound.
Okay. Luke, it's not working.
Listen, let's just talk about this. There's no need for anyone, especially you.
We've got the dramatic angles. Oh.
It is too late for negotiations, Luke. Your student is weak, just like you.
So you want to go this route? The last guy was weak, Carlos. But so are you.
Luke, you got this guy and I got him.
This scene was actually really cool. I wish we did more. This was filmed in October. Oh, fast paced. That's not sped up at all. It might be. Well, like 1.2. Dodge that. This looks really good. Okay, so it's at dusk. So we can see the lightsabers clearly, but also you can see us clearly. When it was fully at night, you could barely see us and what we were doing in our micro mannerisms. And I have the microphone on. I try to push him, but the masked figure, which is actually just a Diego clone, that's what we call it in the script, he's holding the force push.
You look familiar. Didn't I kill you?
Yeah, because he's a clone. It's super good. Okay, I will say, I just want to say Remington is really good at stunt acting. Like, he's super good at falling and, like, taking hits. There's that kick sound effect.
Oh, you want to play kicks?
Now, this is really cool. Good shot. Coming up. I throw my saber away to the side. Pathetic. That's the end of it. That's the end of Spanish Force 3? What are you talking about? Well, folks, sorry, that's my unpause button. This is Spanish Force 3 script. 14 pages over here. You can't see that part, but we etched out this. All of the red is like what we have done. There's so much. And then look at this. Okay, this is the fight, actually. And this part right here is where we didn't even go. I haven't read this in a while. This was supposed to be the part 2. Actually, we were supposed to do Luke versus Apprentice because they split off. So Carlos fought the Diego clone right here. Luke immediately jumps to the side to space out from Diego clone and Carlos, then continues to run farther while taunting Apprentice. They do like a back and forth kind of thing. They go off on their different fights, and then Carlos comes and helps them. We got to make this happen. Scene 5, finding, I just said Diego Bear, blah, blah, blah. There's a scene, that's the end of it. And here's notes. Red-handed. It's called red-handed because they got to be the title. 250 at school and digital. Oh, that's okay. I wonder if we could have a scene. See all of these notes, inspirations, sound effects. In my opinion, this could also be a film that could use nonverbal scenes. Some of these songs would go great with someone just staring off into the distance. Yes, we have the Carlos training scene. Like all of this writing and stuff going through. This is the kind of effort I was talking about. Pre-film notes. Diego's fighting style? What are you talking about? My fighting style. This is kind of the alternate idea. This is the main plot as of script writing. Start on Bokuchi, blah, blah, blah. There's so much. There's so much. Look what I found. Severance Part 2? Here we go. What? We have 7 pages of this already? Wait, is this the one with pirates? Clyda. Yeah. Wait. What are you talking about? So there's another. The original script for Spanish Wars 2 included me playing Leia, and there was Chewbacca, and that's where Yoda would come back and be this kind of a Deadpool character, anti-hero. I can't find the script for that at all. We would go down to a cave. That's where Bokuchi came to life. We went into this cave system where this whole society was of like hidden Jedi. I don't know where it is. I can't find it. But as you can see, what my point here is, there is so much planned, so much time went into this already. There was what I said at the beginning of this Severance part of the Spanish Wars 3 is like, I wish the whole thing came out because it was genuinely going to be like over 20 minutes long. Well, I think 15 minutes with that last fight scene and then cinematic scene. But as a conclusion of this history of Spanish Wars, you can see the evolution of going from just filming a few things on our iPads and our friends' phones, and smashing it together and calling it a short film, a parody film, a Star Wars fan film for Spanish class, all the way to like genuinely, here's the supercut, like actual writing, editing, producing, directing, memorizing lines, choreographing. This franchise means so much to me specifically, and I'm kind of dedicating this video specifically to Remington and Jack, because I'm sure, I mean, if you've watched all the way to the end, anybody, thank you so much. It means a lot. I'm sure you can tell how much all of this means to me. I talk about it with so much passion, and there's other videos like I showed you La Katrina and how that was lightsaber stuff too, but this is the stem of it. Like, I made my own stuff, he made his own videos too. This is what sparked my graduation video, my Texas vlog, my Netherlands video, my growing up video. This is what I love. This is like my deepest passion. And anybody who has supported like my love for it over the years, thank you. It means a lot. It's positive reinforcement. People smiling. It's really what keeps me going. So there could be more coming soon. As you saw the intro of this, I haven't filmed scenes like that in so long, and it reinvigorated this fire within my heart that was almost out, but it was still there to make cinema. So one day, I mean, I told Remington like 2 years ago, like a year and a half, I want to recreate these when I'm like 30, when I was like a director or whatever. I've kind of fallen off from making cinematic videos like these, like movies, short films. Because I've gone, you know, I'm an adult now, I have a job. This is my own house. I got a car out front. I have so much responsibility, and perhaps this is a new beginning.